Hello, party people. I am alone today, unless I get somebody that wants to hop on screen with me. It looks like Charlie has possibly volunteered. So, Charlie, if you actually want to, you're welcome to join me. Um, we're just gonna do some sprints and stuff. Uh, so yeah. Um, hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I don't have my camera on because I am not wearing any pants and I do not plan on putting any on. So, um, no camera for me today. Let me just grab a timer so that that's ready to go. I think we're gonna do some 15-minuters today. I usually do 20, but I don't know, I'm feeling ill today and I kind of just want to do 15s because I can't focus for longer than 15 minutes. Um, what about you guys? Are you feeling the 15s? I got a nice rainbow timer. Okay, get Aliyah ready. I totes should have had this ready already, but like everything's been super last minute for me today. And you know, because I'm like 90% sure I have an ear infection, and so I've been on the phone fighting with the VA all morning just to see a fracking doctor, and it's annoying. So, you know, you know how it be. Hey, for no pants. All right, I'm gonna say hello to everybody. Devin is here. Hello. Thank you for being here. It's not a stream without Devin. Kat popped in, and I actually might be able to make the second hour because class is at 4 Eastern. All right, well, I hope you can make it to the second hour. Okay, Weird is here. Hello. Netta Ricker? Hopefully it's Netta, or is it Nita, or I think it's Netta. I don't think I've seen you on my streams before, so hello and welcome. The pronoun I is here. Hello. And C is here. Hello. And then obviously I've already said hello to Charlie. Hello. And Spence is here. Hello. Charlie just got back from checking on mom because she didn't answer her phone, which she didn't charge for reasons I don't come to memory. Oh darn. I'm glad your mom is okay. Jenny is here, just hopping in to say hi and hit the like. I have to leave for work here in a minute. Oh, that's okay. Enjoy work and have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. Haley's here to nap and add to the watch time. Well, I appreciate you at least adding to the watch time. All right. You know what? I'm gonna put a link in there then, because I will never say no to having people hop on with me. Just click that and join me, Charlie, if you would like to. We love a good co-host. Oh, I think my water might be boiling. All right. Well, while I wait for Charlie to hop in, I'm gonna walk over here and continue cooking my food. I've got my fancy headphones on, so you should still be able to hear me just fine. How is everybody today? Slash, what are you working on today? Slash, anything that you think we should discuss during the stream, etc. Just literally anything that comes to mind that you're like, hey, let's talk about this thing. So let's put it in the chat. That would be awesome. Okay, the ramen noodles are the Ooh, I think a Charlie is there. Hello, Charlie. How are you? Oh, I can't hear anything from you.
Oh yeah, I
There it
muted my mic because I hadn't muted the sound yet, and then I forgot to unmute my mic.
goes. Oh, okay, you're good.
I'm good at it.
Saw your mouth moving, and then I didn't hear any words coming out.
Yeah, I only do this a couple times a week. I mean, I'm good at it. I'm
Well,
d- I'm doing
thanks for
good. I'm
joining me today.
really feeling sympathy pains for your ear. I've had chronic ear
I
infections my
know.
entire life.
I
And
haven't had one since I was like my daughter's age. So at first I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? And it's just like I don't have the vertigo or fever or anything. It's just I can barely hear out of it and there's swelling and it's like
mm,
painful. But
and of course, in the most distracting place it could possibly be, just because fate.
oh, I think it's time to start a sprint because I'm getting a phone call from the VA that I've been waiting for. So
Let's do
let's
that.
do that. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
When you make more gifts and wows. You make more statements, keepsakes, and messes. When you make more, you get rewarded. Visit Michaels.com/rewards to find out how to start earning today. Michaels, made by you.
I'm never using that timer again. Gosh darn it.
That was so weird.
Yeah, I've used that timer before and it's never had an ad mid timer before. And so I was in the kitchen finishing up making my lunch, and then all of a sudden, I hear the ad and I was like, what the heck is going on?
It freaked me out. I was like, oh no, I left something playing. What did I leave playing? It's playing and messing up Meadows stream. What did I do?
I thought the timer had finished already and that it was like an ad at the end or like something like that. And so I was like, wait, did 15 minutes go by that fast already? No, it was just a midstream timer. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Also, hello, Bex. I'm glad you're here.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hi, Charlie.
Hello.
But yeah, everybody was saying if I needed to duck out early to go to urgent care. I appreciate everybody saying that. However, me and Jordan are sharing my car currently because his car is not working. So I gotta wait till he gets home from work. So
I feel left out being the only one on timer, so I'm going to go to avatar mode too. Avatar mode. Yip, yip.
sorry, I just didn't want to wear pants today.
Oh no, I really respect that. I was having a similar kind of a day until I had to run up to my mom's house. And then
Right.
the neighbors probably would not notice, actually.
So Jason and I have a shared to-do list thing that we like. He has his tasks and then I have mine, and we both see each other's tasks so we can like keep each other accountable. And I have put pants on my list as a joke because the very first day that we did this list, I was like, I have nothing to put on there, and then we were joking around. I was like, okay, you know what? I have something I can put on there, and I put pants on the list, and then checked it off when I got up and put pants on. And so ever since then, I put that on there every single day, and I checked it off, but I'm not wearing any pants, so I gotta uncheck it.
That makes me just unnaturally happy. I like the freedom.
Michael's Osmeto for that ad. You're welcome, Michaels. You ruined my frickin' sprint. I hope it was worth it. Yeah, it was like halfway through the sprint, it started playing an ad for Michaels. Unfortunately, Bex, you sound a little bit robotic.
I'm waiting to stop like going in a circle. So
Oh, okay. Well, I heard you that time.
of course I did.
Bella RNC, I don't think you've been on any of my streams before, so hello and welcome.
It's my internet. It's being a jackwagon.
Of course it is. It's always being a jackwagon.
Actually, I think there's something going around. I know my internet went down earlier today. My folks' internet went down. That was one of the things I had to do while I was up there. I've had a couple friends in like states over who've had weird internet things today. I think there's a gremlin literally in the internet today.
I haven't had any issues with mine today, but this is like really the first time I've been actually using it other than just having cartoons on the TV. So
Yeah,
also, I finally have unlimited internet usage.
Woohoo!
Woot woot! So I don't got to worry about going over again. Oh, CB did 768. Nice.
CB, are you taking all my words? Because I mean, I used to get words, and now I don't get words, and you get like all the words. Like you can have them because your words are awesome, but like I just want to know where they went.
I don't get any words of my own now because I've been focusing primarily on the client book at the moment. So I finished making lunch. Then I came and sit down the last minute and a half, and I fixed the chapter heading of this first chapter I have for today, and then I replaced all of the apostrophes that were straight up and down with curly apostrophes, and now I gotta switch it to suggest mode so I can actually edit something.
Yeah, I'm trying to work my budget out so I can hire y'all because I need help.
Well, I can work with you on price if you need.
It's not so
be.
much about like working on price. It's making sure that I'm budgeting for things.
Right.
I'm
And
writing a lot,
we
and
can
I
do
need
a payment plan also if need be.
because I'm not used to doing that. But I do have one happy thing that I brought out. My mom was getting rid of this, and this was the napkin holder that we had when I was a little kid. And she was like,
Oh
if you
my
want
God.
it, I'm just going to throw it away. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. And I was like, so this is going to be my new file holder on my desk
I love it.
because you can actually see my cat. Turn around so they can see you. So it actually kind of matches my actual cat.
Yeah,
So
a little bit.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So good thing that happened today.
It's a family heirloom. Oh, Devin says that Bella is awesome, so
Bella is awesome.
I'm glad that you're here, Bella, since you're so awesome. And I hope you come back time and time again. Also, I don't remember if I said hello to you. So hello, Vixens of Fiction. Sorry, that was Noelle squealing in the other room. Second time on with you guys. Did some artwork this morning. Going to do a bit of editing before I go. All right, well, I'm also doing editing, so you've joined the club.
I finally exported the vlog video that never ends. So I've
See,
been
I've got
over.
like so many different clips for vlogs that I've never edited. So
Well, see, I started cheating because I am bad at like doing the camera thing. So I started basically recording an audio log throughout my week because with my experience as a podcaster, I'm used to just capturing audio whenever I can. And then because I do slideshow videos anyway, just turning that into a slideshow video. And this one just did not want to be done. Like it just didn't.
So it's going to be a vlog as a slideshow. That sounds interesting.
People really liked the last one because I tried it last week for the first time, and people said a lot of really nice things. They're like, "We hope you do another one of these." I'm like, "Okay, I can do that."
I'm gonna have to check this one out as soon as it gets posted.
Yeah, this one's like crazy long because I did a lot this week. And ultra embarrassing, which is going to make it even more popular because I keep going like, I'm not getting anything done. And then like
right.
The next update is like, I did a 5K day today and I don't know how that happened. Like all of my mental foibles are very much on display here.
I have 3 chapters to edit for my client today. And I'm just doing proofreading, so shouldn't take me too long. And then I can maybe work on my stuff if I'm feeling like I actually want to do that. We'll see how I feel when I get there. But I gotta focus on the stuff that I'm getting paid for first, you know.
Oh, I can understand that. My struggle right now is I just started this Hope Punk epic fantasy story that I really want to be writing on. But because I did the video for Orla, everybody was just like, is this a one-off or is this character in more things? And I'm like, well, technically, yeah, I've like doing a serial with them. Oh crap, I need to be writing that, don't I?
See, I really wanted to do the audio anthology, but I just didn't have anything short enough. And I was thinking about breaking down, because I have a short story that I wrote that I really like. I was thinking about maybe breaking that into parts and then doing like a serial of it. But even the best I could do for breaking that down were still too long. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait till next time.
What did you say, Bex?
And I was thinking about breaking down because
I was just saying that I'm having a hard time with my internet.
Well, I really like having you on stream because you're hilarious. So I'm gonna be sad if your internet doesn't stop being a jackwagon. Also, we had Maya join us. Hello. I don't think you've been on one of my streams before either. So, hello and welcome.
Y'all have no idea how excited I am to be on stream with both of you because I'm a little starstruck because I love watching both of y'all.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet.
Yes, that is so sweet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more into watching other people's streams more often because, like, I used to watch like all of them all the time, and then life and adulting, and so now I'm like, I feel like I don't go to anybody else's streams. I need to start doing that again. So I know I've been to yours a couple times, Charlie, and a couple other people, but it's hard.
I don't know how I would get anything done without streams anymore, just because I'm really bad at self-control. And I've kind of just like, they said I have to write now, so I'm going to do stuff. Like I'm just using that like little instinct that I have, and I'm just like, wow, I'm getting so much done. If I ever stop doing this, I don't know what in the world.
Right. I don't know, because sometimes the streams help me and sometimes they don't. I think my biggest problem is that I usually try to support like all the people. So like if there's like 4 streams going on, I will watch all 4 of them at the same time. And then I really don't get anything done because I'm watching 4 streams at the same time and they don't do the sprints at the same time.
Well, then you just start developing the habit that I do, because we have a sprint bot in my Discord. And so I just kind of often run my own sprints and just listen to everybody talking, because it feels like I'm in a crowded cafe and I love writing that way. And so I just have everybody talking around me and I'm still getting my stuff done.
Well, I can try that. I don't know. I've got really bad ADD, so it's hard for me to focus as it is. So, but I have found that I have to focus on 2 things at the same time, or I cannot focus at all. Like I hear people like, "Oh, I'm weird. I can watch a show and still write my book." Like no, I have to watch a show to write my book. Otherwise, I can't focus.
Same.
Okay.
Like, I gotta have some sort of
Okay, we are just at, she posted to Instagram that she was watching the stream with these cool people, and all 3 of us. So thank you. We love you.
We do love you, okay, weird.
All hail the unholy weird one.
And Devin says that Maya is great too. So
God bless it. How do I mute all this stuff? I hate my internet.
if you want to mute like a whole tab, if you right click at the tab at the top of the page, it should give you an option to say mute site, and then you won't hear the noise anymore.
Yeah, I muted YouTube. I'm just having an issue muting everything else on my computer. I'm trying to close out everything because I'm thinking that maybe what's slowing everything down, but
right.
Technology.
Yeah,
for the faint of heart.
Oh, Devin put in a link for Maya's books. So
seriously, guys, it is going round and round and round. And
if you're able to support Maya and buy books, then click on that link and go do that, because that would be awesome for the community to be able to do. Orla Hart is here. Hello. And I'm still sad I didn't get to participate in the anthology, but hopefully I can next time.
My face still looks sunburned from the blushing from the anthology.
Orla, sorry, okay, weird.
Gosh,
has to have a sound machine running. See, I still haven't listened to all of them yet. I listened to the first. I got the first 2. I got halfway through Sako's, and then I had to stop and go cook dinner right as my husband was getting home and he was talking to me and stuff. So I haven't finished that one yet. But then later I watched Alley Cats and I watched Cordy's, and so far all of them are really good. And I got to finish listening to the rest of them. So for me on IG, you can find me at Meadow Lamb.
Yeah, I still need to finish listening.
So that's mine.
I made my husband listen to about Ginger and
Cordy's was like, her narration style was really awesome. All the ones that I listened to so far were really good, but I think Cordy's so far is my favorite. I think, I don't know. I gotta listen to all of them. Also, Orla's yours was really good. You had me going for a long time thinking it was gonna be something really scary. And then Bethany Vota's description skills were like immaculate. And Alley Cats was really good, especially because she did 3 separate stories. Like, bruh, I couldn't even get one. And those are all the ones I've listened to so far, so I have no opinions on anybody else yet.
The hardest part for me was waiting for the anthology to come out, because after I got it done, I'd been wanting to do this kind of video for so long. And then
Right.
I was like, but it's done now and no one can see it. Then I did make my dad watch it, which was hilarious because I wrote a very like dark gothic like torture story, and watching the look on his face as he realized how messed up his child was is one of the greatest joys of my life.
Oh, goodness. See, I was talking to my sister the other day about my book, and she was like asking me when she could read it, and I was like, okay, well, you can read it, but please keep in mind that there is LGBTQ plus, and my family's like super conservative, so I'm like, I'm not sure where all of them stand on that. I was like, there's LGBTQ plus relationships, and there are sex scenes with those characters on page, and there are graphic depictions of violence. So like, I don't want to scar you for life if you read this. And she's like, Meadow, I read Outlander. Do you know how much like gay sex there is in those books? Like, I can handle it. It's fine. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, all of my nieces and nephews are over 18 now, so my shackles are removed, and I just
I
haven't.
know.
Because I knew that they read everything, so everything had to fade into the fire, you know.
Right.
And now it's like, you're all over 18. You get what you get.
Well, see, last time I was actually seriously writing, like, I like wanted to finish a book. I was in high school, so everything was fade to black. Now I am 24, and I don't have to do that anymore.
Though I did have a book pulled down from Amazon once for containing pornography, which is really funny because there's no sex in the entire book. There was
Right.
in the original draft, but I cut it out because I knew my niece was going to read it and my sister would kill me. Like, I had to go back through and reread the book. Like, did I leave like something in there that I shouldn't have? And I'm like, no. Like, I guess like there was enough remnants of it that people's imaginations went wild and they were like, oh no, too steamy. Still haven't figured that one out. They put it back up eventually after I like campaigned for a while, but
Yeah, I let's see. My first attempt at a novel is actually still on Wattpad. Anybody who actually like is curious, I will be a little bit scarred because it's a bit, I mean, I wrote it in high school, so like you can tell while reading it that I wrote it in high school. But I mean, I still like the characters in the story, generally speaking.
I have recently rescued 3 characters from the book I wrote in middle school because I still really like the characters. Like, the book I wrote with them is just trash, but I really like the characters. And so I'm trying to bring them into like my current writing. And that's been such a fun experience to do.
Right. That book that's on Wattpad, I do want to rewrite the whole thing because the world building, like the world that I was building, love it. Definitely want to try to use it. The characters, love them. Definitely want to use them. Literally everything else about it needs to go into the fire and burn. So
I keep thinking about that because I wrote 4 books before my first book came out, and they are just hot garbage fires. And I keep thinking, like, maybe I could edit one, make it good. And like, no, I get like 12 pages in. I'm just like, there's nothing salvageable here.
Right. Yeah, no, I was reading through it the other day because so I was taking files off of my computer and putting them on a flash drive. And on my flash drive was the most recent version of that other book. And I was like, you know what? I haven't looked at this in a while. The last time I worked on it was 2016. So I was like, you know what? Let's look at it. And I'm reading through and I'm just like, oh my God, why? Oh no, we lost
Oh,
Bex.
no. Bella, I just have to say that's not chickening out, taking it from a romance plot to making them just friends. I almost wish more stories had a friends subplot in them, because there's such a ubiquity of romance subplots that are done really, really badly. I would just like to see people hanging out and having a good time. Like, that would just be awesome.
Oh my gosh, we can see the Bex. See, I am in the midst for my current book. I'm in the midst of removing a love triangle, and making the other love interest that was a part of the love triangle into just like friends instead. And it's a struggle because a lot of the plot revolved around it, and I'm like, I don't like. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better without it. But every time I go to work on it, my brain's like, oh, but it's so much work.
I'm pretty sure my current whip has a love pentagon in it, but it may end up just being a polyam romance. I'm not sure. Like,
you know what? Polyam is great though. So, I mean,
so I'm starting to call it the love pentacle because
love
I think the geometric pairings are going to be profound. I'm just saying.
Yeah, my book, it's my main character and her boyfriend, and then they break up for a short time, and while they're broken up, she has kind of a romance with this other person, and then she gets back together with her boyfriend and cuts off the romance with the other person. But instead of having the romance with the other person, I'm just gonna have her be single for a while and just become friends with the other person, and it's gonna be better. I know, like logically in my brain, I'm like, yeah, it'll be better. It's gonna be so much. And then I'm like, but I don't want to do it.
I think I fixed everything, guys. I hope.
Oh, I hope so too.
I've done like pulled a Houdini twice on y'all. So sorry.
Don't worry. All right, I think we should do another sprint. I got a better timer that hopefully it doesn't look like it has an ad on it, so
You never know.
hopefully it doesn't. I know, right?
YouTube needs the money. They may just be sneaking them in now.
Right? Plus, it's got leaves like in the fall, so.
I love it.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh, shoot, there's music. Do we not like the music? Because I'll mute it.
I'm fine with it, but it's nice and relaxing. But
All right, cool. I'll leave it then. All right, we did it. Look at that. Another sprint finished.
And another one's down. Another one's down. Another sprint has been done. Nah.
Sorry it took me so long to let you back in, Bex. I was not in this tab. So
I was running for my life.
I didn't see it.
I was scared.
All I know is I've been rewatching like Troll Hunter and Wizards Tales from Arcadia, and so I have very specific gremlins in my head when people bring up gremlins now.
So you understand why I was scared.
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah, y'all just like I was clawing at the door. I was knocking.
I'm sorry.
Just remember, all you have to do is paint a Sharpie mustache on your face, and they will get confused over who the leader is for a little bit, and that will buy you time.
I couldn't find a mustache or a marker, y'all. I threw the basket of cookies. It's all I could do to save my life.
I'm so sorry. I guess I deserve it. I don't get a cookie.
Nobody gets a cookie. I threw the daggum basket. I had to distract the gremlins.
Okay, let's see. How did everybody do? I see one update that hasn't come through to StreamYard yet because, StreamYard being a butt. Oh, there it is. Okay, Bella said it's night over here in the UK and I'm tired, so instead of writing, tidied the room, got a snack, and got myself ready for bed. Well, those are all very productive things to do. And if you need to sleep, then yep, there it is. I'm probably going to leave now. Normally stay up later than this, but last night the dog was sick at like 3 a.m., so I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry.
I hope your dog's feeling better.
Me too. Thank you for being here, Bella. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you next time and get good sleep.
May Morpheus be kind to you tonight.
Yes. Vixens of Fiction got their editing done, so yay.
Woohoo!
I made it to page 4 of that I am editing. Also, that music was actually quite peaceful.
It was.
I don't mind
I got the video project that will never end uploaded and tagged, I think, and stuff. So, yay, me.
Yay.
I couldn't hear the peaceful music because I was screaming and running for my life.
So you, more than any of us, needed the peaceful music.
I didn't get anything done during that stream. I was knocking at the door and running.
I'm sorry. I was in a different tab working on the chapter that I was working on.
Yeah.
And then I came back to check like midway through, and I was like, oh my gosh, Bex is there and needs to be let in.
So you do care.
I do care.
I have a very good veneer of looking like I care about most things, so hopefully that's like calming and soothing.
So Jordan the other day was at the store, and they have at Safeway they had the soda on sale, like the pack of 12 cans, and so he was like, you know what, I'm gonna get some soda, and so he got grapefruit soda, the Safeway brand version of it, because we both like Squirt, and he thought like, hey, that's a flavor we both like, but this doesn't taste anything like Squirt, and I'm not really sure if I like it or not yet. I keep drinking them, but I don't know if I like it.
I know that feeling.
That's like soda. Like I drink it, but I don't really like it, but I'll still drink it. I don't understand it.
Beverage is beverage. Orla, if you ever need to talk about branding, just let me know. Like that's like what I used to do. It's like branding and marketing and stuff, and I hate it. But it's one of the few things I'm probably qualified to talk about. That in audio engineering. So if you need help with branding, let me know.
I have not been doing enough branding for Rose City editing yet, so I'm just missing the mark. I'm sorry, what? I talked.
I was just saying I love that to Charlie because he's like, I'm really good at this. I hate it, but I'm really good at it.
Oh no, I do. I really don't like doing it, but like I'm fairly proficient at it. It's like the one thing that I studied well, like that sunk in. But I also should, like, I hate to like plug my own stuff, but like this is the accidental thing that my Discord has become because people get in the voice rooms and they just turn into, oh, Charlie is going to lecture about branding now because we're all having trouble.
On a side note, I just now discovered that I can make the StreamYard on like the backstage part full screen for me, and it's mind blowing.
So you get to see all the nitty gritty.
Yeah, I hovered over for a minute and it showed like that little thing to make it full screen. I was like, wait, what?
I've got that too.
And it makes it full screen. You can't do anything else, but it's full screen.
Yeah, I've been told that I need some help with my branding because my channel name is The Novel Nana, but I write mostly like suspense and psychological thrillers, so it doesn't quite match up, but it is what it is. I'm a spooky granny,
I have to say though, I think there are ways to make that because there's nanas and then there's like Baba Yaga nanas, and so you really do some like suspense nana stuff.
I mean, I do dabble in other genres, but I just chose The Novel Nana because I'm a nana. I have 3 grandchildren, and I write books, so it made sense at the time.
I mean,
it's a good name.
One of the creepiest characters in one of my whips is referred to by everyone as Nana because she's a nice, kindly old lady unless you get her angry, and then all hell breaks loose.
Okay, that's
I just chose my name. I'm basic like that.
There's nothing basic about you, Meadow. I love you to death. You're like one of a kind.
Oh. Well, okay, so I have a second channel that was originally supposed to be my author/booktube channel, and it's called The Crazy Book Lady, like the Crazy Cat Lady, but books instead of cats. And I thought it was so clever. And then when I started doing streaming and stuff last Nano, I started using the wrong channel. So now all of my stuff is over here. So I've abandoned the Crazy Book Lady, and now I'm just Meadow.
That's great, though. I love it.
That's why like all of my other social media stuff for a long time was all like the Crazy Book Lady in different variations. It's because it like matched my channel that I had actually intended to be my channel.
Nothing about me on YouTube has been intentional.
I'm still learning all this tech stuff. Like, guys, I am like so backwoods and just, well, you mean who? I'm just not tech savvy at all. And my AuthorTube 1-year anniversary is coming up on Halloween. And like, I still haven't learned that much. I'm so embarrassed. So ashamed of myself. Bad Nana.
Huh.
I have to say, you can call yourself backwoods, but I grew up in the 1870s. Like, I grew up out in the middle of nowhere, just me, a dog, and a shotgun to keep away from the wolves. Like, I learned how to cook on a Franklin pot-bellied wood stove. Like, we grew our food, or we hunted it, or we didn't eat. So, if I can learn this stuff, anyone can.
If you know about me and Meadow and our childhoods, then you should know that we rode pigs and horses and lived on a farm and ate the stuff that grew. Sorry, animal lovers, but like
you haven't lived until you've had a pig try to hunt you down because they thought you looked better than the slop in the bucket.
Right on.
I don't know. There's just something really good about homegrown meats.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's just so much better than going and getting meat at the store. And I'm so sad that I live in the freaking suburbs now because I cannot grow my own meat anymore.
He agrees wholeheartedly.
So, I grew up on an Indian reservation in Oregon. The only big thing we had near us was a casino. And then everything else was just mountains and trees and farms.
I remember when our town got fancy and started having paved roads.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. I just read CB394. Her comment was that her paternal grandmother, who she called Nana, was absolutely pure evil. Just
Oh my gosh.
no. And Heather joined the stream, so I wanted to say hi to her.
Yep. There's her first comment. Hello, Heather.
Yeah.
Hello, Heather.
This is the fiction. Yeah, I just picked a name I like. Try to use the same image so people can find me.
I love her name on here. Vixens of Fiction. Like that is that's all I can say about that. That's awesome.
It's great. I do enjoy it.
I do too.
I just have to say, I kind of want you to start like a publishing house with that name, because if you put out romance or erotica books with that like as the brand logo name and logo on there, that would sell like crazy. Just saying.
Okay, CB says, my name is my initials and part of my favorite line from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Turn to page 394. Oh, I've never read any. I'm Harry Potterless. I've never read it, never watched any of the movies, never even owned any of the books or anything.
Yes, Meadow, you are my queen, because I'm with you. I've never read even one of her books, and I've never seen any of the movies. So.
Well, a big part of the reason why is I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, and my dad was dead set that if I ever read or watched Harry Potter, that I would become a witch and start practicing witchcraft.
Oh wow!
That happened long before I read Harry Potter.
So I wasn't allowed to until I was about 17. I was about to graduate from high school, and my dad was finally like, I don't really care anymore. And at that point, like the hype of it had pretty much, like the big hype of it had pretty much passed. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care to read these because like I missed that big surge when everybody was still reading it at the same time, and now it's just not there anymore.
And it's so much in the culture, pretty much you probably already know everything you need to know.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
She Who Shall Not Be Named just went, hi, I'm a terrible person. And like, okay, fine. No more money for you.
Right. Like I don't know, I just have no interest in reading them.
Yeah, I made a choice back when my children were in, I guess middle school maybe. I made a choice a long time ago because of my background, and I just don't believe, I just didn't believe it was a good thing for my kids to watch at that time. And then when they got older, they just had no interest. So, but they were like the only two kids in their class. They had a movie day at school. And this was years ago. Because like I said, my kids are grown now and I'm a grandma. So, but years ago, they had a movie day, the whole day at school was, and their teachers had chosen Harry Potter as what they were going to be watching through the entire day at school. And so my two kids were the only kids that literally sat out in the hallway in a desk the entire day. Dang. Because my daughter stood up and she said, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to watch this. And the teacher's like, well, then go sit outside, take your desk. And my son's teacher did the same thing to him. So both of my kids, yeah.
See, in my school, we watched Disney movies usually. Like, we watched Hercules often and Mulan and various other, but those were the main two, and then various other movies thrown in there too. But pretty much Disney most of the time. There was one time we also watched White Christmas, which was an interesting choice. I mean, I love that movie, but it's an interesting choice for a bunch of high schoolers that aren't into musical theater.
Right. I remember like 10th grade maybe, and our teacher made us watch like Dances with Wolves and like all this other stuff. Trying to remember The Shepherd of the Hills, Anne of Green Gables. Like we had to watch that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness. I went to
great.
I went to a magnet art school that gave like 0 Fs about anything. Like we watched like Das Schreckliche Mädchen and Basic Instinct and stuff because they just didn't care. Like we were all like messed up art kids anyway, and they realized that nothing that they could do would mess us up any further than we already were, I guess. I don't know. We watched a lot of very inappropriate stuff when I was in high school.
Oh no, Maya has to leave. Bye, Maya.
Maya. Oh no. Oh, but might hop back in a bit. Well, hopefully you can. Yeah, so what's weird is that like they wouldn't let me watch Harry Potter, but they would let me watch movies with like full on nude and like sex scenes in it. And we watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters when they excuse me. When they came out, we watched all Lord of the Rings. We watched all the Pirates movies in theaters when those came out. We watched Percy Jackson when that came out in theaters. Twilight when those came out in theaters. Like, what the heck? No consistency. It was just Harry Potter. It was the only thing.
My kids were not even allowed to watch like SpongeBob and stuff. I was like, what is this kind of cartoon, you know? And then my daughter called me out on it because she got one of my old yearbooks out and she's seen a picture of Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy. And I was like, oops, you know? So that's what
I think, at least as far as I can remember, Harry Potter was kind of the last thing that got a really big like cultural backlash built up against it, though. So like there was this whole movement of people like Never Shall I Ever, you know, that came up against it. I can't think of anything really since it that has engendered that. I can think of some things that I'm surprised haven't, but
I remember when The Labyrinth came out with David Bowie.
Oh yeah.
Love that movie.
In the town that I lived in at that time, there was so many people that were like, do not see this film, do not see this film. And I went to stay a summer with my mother in Florida, and she was all about some David Bowie. So when it came out, you know, she was like, let's go see this. And oh my gosh, talking about falling in love. Like I have like turned so many generations onto The Labyrinth, you know, even my grandchildren. Like it is always going to be one of my all-time favorites.
Jareth is.
We just watched that the other day. We just watched that the other day with Noelle, and she really liked it. So that made me happy.
I even put kids with the Dark Crystal, but my kids did not like the Dark Crystal because of the little beings, you know, getting their brains sucked out. Yeah. Yes, they were like, Mom, turn this off, please, please.
I remember when I went to see Batman Returns in the theater, there were a whole bunch of like Baptists out front with signs like, you will go to hell if you see this movie.
Oh wow.
What? I just don't get it. So I just don't get some people, some Christians that are just like protesting the randomest stuff. Like I just don't get it.
Something about Michelle Pfeiffer being the devil or something. I don't remember.
What the
fuck? I just remember the signs. Like apparently Michelle Pfeiffer was an anagram for something. I don't remember what they like figured out it could spell, but
Michelle Pfeiffer is literally just a name of a person.
Well, that's why it's got the silent P. Is it was required to make this like weird thing. I don't remember the signs all that well, but
that's so crazy.
I don't think she could control what her own name was when she was born.
Stevie 394 says they don't think they've seen The Labyrinth all the way through. What?
Come on.
You got to.
Bruh.
That one was so good. We made before all of the plague and stuff, we made a special trip because they were doing a midnight showing up in St. Louis. And we went up to just like all of us got into a big road caravan to go up there to watch it on the big screen again because it's that good. We drove 3.5 hours to watch this movie. Do it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my favorite movies that I watched when I was younger, that's still one of Spirited Away. I can't believe my parents let me watch that.
What was it called?
Not Spirited Away. It's a Miyazaki film. So it's basically about this girl in Japan. They're like moving to this new town, and they come across these spirit shrines, and they're like exploring. They go into this tunnel that's like it was like the start of like an amusement park that never got finished and then it was abandoned and her and her parents are exploring through, but it's like where all the spirits live. And she basically gets stuck in the spirit world with all the spirits and has to like go on this journey to get back out and get rescue her parents and stuff. And my parents wouldn't let me watch Harry Potter, but they let me watch that.
I love that movie
Like,
so much.
Like, I'm thankful. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I watch it regularly. But like, why would you let me watch that?
Stuff in it than Harry Potter does.
Right? Like, why would you let me watch that and not Harry Potter?
Her parents get turned into pigs, and they keep threatening to make her eat them through the entire movie.
I've never seen that one, Meadow, but I thought you were saying, because you kept cutting out, I thought you were saying High Spirits. I was like, yeah, I remember that movie with Daryl Hannah and Steve.
I remember that. I remember that.
I loved it with Peter O'Toole. I mean, it was just a movie. I loved it. And Willow.
I recently watched Willow for the first time. So my my sister-in-law had her second daughter. She just turned 1 a few months ago, and when she was born, she named her Willow. And I was like, "What?" Because Bethany, that's my sister's name. Jordan kept saying Willow, and I was like, "I don't understand the reference." He's like, "You've never seen that movie?" I'm like, "No," and so he made me watch it. And he's like, "This is in honor of my new niece. We're gonna watch Willow."
I have a poster in my office signed by Val Kilmer and most of the rest of the cast.
That is awesome.
Because I love that movie.
Yeah, so I watched that for the first time. Oh, yeah, and Dirty Dancing. I watched that with my parents countless times.
I am addicted to that movie.
I think I watched that movie when I was like 9, Dirty Dancing.
Same.
I just don't get my parents' logic, you know? I just don't get it.
Carly, we're totally showing our age right now. But
that's I am proud of my age. I'm just saying, I always tell people my age because I should have died in my 20s so many times.
I'm 24.
Yeah, Meadow's younger than my daughter, so.
I'm a little one. Noelle, what are you doing?
Like, I'm just proud to still be here.
We're just was telling my parents to watch The Fly. Oh my gosh, I loved The Fly.
But that movie is messed up. The body horror in that movie is so messed up.
I loved it. It was
no, it's great. But
with Geena Davis, I cried.
Oh, Geena Davis.
Here, do you want the rest of Mama Soda? Here.
Geena Davis was a life goal for way too long in my life.
Right? Do you guys remember when she did Beetlejuice?
Oh, yes. Yes.
I remember when I was younger, a lot younger when Beetlejuice came out. But anyway, I remember certain members of my own family that were like, that's the devil's movie. You know, you don't want to watch that. That's, talking about the afterlife and demons and this and that. And I was like, what? So I ended up watching it, loved it. And it had nothing to do with, it had stuff to do with afterlife. Spoilers if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't, then oh my gosh, where have you been? But anyway, I was so fascinated with the afterlife after that movie that segue here, plug. My book that I'm writing now, the series, has to do with the afterlife. So I loved that movie, Beetlejuice. I cracked up. It was so funny.
I have a copy of the guidebook for the recently deceased.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
I love that movie.
Too cool.
Like I'm one of those weird fan people that like buys everything that I can for the fandoms that I love. And when I saw that, I was like, I have to own you.
All right.
Another movie I'd never watched until adulthood was Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror Picture Show? Girl.
Yeah. See, I don't know if my parents would have banned me from watching it. They just never talked about it and never showed it to me. And then when I was an adult and Jordan was talking about the movie, this is a lot of movies for me where he'd be talking about this really good movie and then I'd be like, I've never seen it, and then he's like, okay, well, we're gonna watch it right now then.
My mother is convinced that Rocky Horror Picture Show is the reason I'm queer.
Oh,
she's 100% convinced, and I'm just like, no. but it helped me like discover a lot about myself. I played Frank in a stage production of that when I was 19.
Oh my goodness.
Because
Great.
it
You
is
have
my
to
life.
get in the comments. They're funny. Get in the comments.
I received a friend request from Natalie Locke.
Natalie is awesome.
Respond, confirm, bam.
Yeah, I'm in the comments over here, and it says, let's see. I don't remember where I was reading it. Jumped. Where'd it go? Dad blast it. Okay, CD394 was only 8 years old when Beetlejuice came out. Wow.
What year did Beetlejuice come out?
Oh gosh, let me think. Was
Here,
it?
I got this handy dandy thing called Google sitting right in front of me.
Okay, good.
What year?
Cutthroat Island. That would be famous.
1988.
1988. That sounds right.
I was not alive yet.
Meadow. Baby.
I was born in 1996, for anybody who's curious.
So you're a year older than my almost daughter.
Kids were born in 95 and 97.
I graduated in 95.
I graduated in 2014.
I graduated in 94.
My mom graduated in 94.
Woo woo.
So Bex, you and I are really hard, like right around the same age.
Noelle?
Say it
Yeah, she's got a stuffed rhino, and she went and grabbed it and brought it over to me to show me that it is in fact a rhino.
right on. Oh my goodness, it's so cute.
Yeah, we got it at the zoo when we were in Utah last summer, and she loves it.
Awesome. Charlie, I didn't hear what you said a while ago.
I said, so you and I are basically the same age, are like a year apart in age.
Yeah, I'm just like a year older than you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my birthday is the first week of October 7th.
Oh, Eva's here. Eva's here. Hello.
Yeah, I am all the Scorpio.
Ah,
I was born on Veterans Day.
I'm a Libra.
And like every
I'm
time
a
I tell
Leo.
people I'm a Scorpio, they're just like, "Oh, that makes so much more sense now."
Meadows-
See, I don't really believe in that whole stuff. I think it's interesting, but I don't really believe that it's like actually accurate to people. However, I am a Leo. So.
I have to say, I'm not really a big believer in that either. But since Laura Wrights had everybody download that astrology app, I am in love with astrology because that app reads me for filth every morning. Like, I don't know who put together the stuff that this thing says, but it is. I've been backstage at drag queen shows and not been read this well. I'm just saying.
I tell you what, I like the I'm an INFJ on that, and it was so funny because I always got told, like growing up, that I was an oddball. You know, like you're so weird, or you're such an oddball, and blah blah blah. And you know, some of my friends were like, "You're a unicorn," and this and that. And so anyway, when I looked up what I was. I'm the INFJ, which apparently is like only 3% of the world's population. I was like, oh yeah, this confirms it. I'm so one of a kind. Like, I am that.
No, okay, so my horoscope for today is you're being shaken up in your bottle right now. You're losing your bearings. You need to experience more emptiness, the open sea, maybe some pale green, but avoid deep engagement. Corridors and stationary. Maybe you should have new experiences, like talk to Kevin. Like seriously, talk to Kevin. You're feeling optimistic and he can actually help you with that. Stop being stupid and talk to Kevin.
Wow.
Nice.
This thing reads you for filth.
I think apparently. Go talk to Kevin.
So yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah. So I just turned 24 this last August. So we are Same age. I was also 4 years old in 2000.
Gosh, y'all sure know how to make a person feel old.
Well, Jordan is only 3 years older than me, and yeah, he always tries to act like he's like so old compared to me, like all the time. He's like, "Well, back when I was a kid, like this thing was," like, and I'm like, "You realize that you're only like 2 3/4 of a year older than me, right? Like,
Right.
chill out, bruh."
Oh no. Yeah, my hubby is 1 year younger than me and does that all the time.
Go Charlie.
It's 1 year.
Yeah, my husband is only 2 years older than me, but what's really super duper sad is I've been through a lot in my life, and it like shows on every like wrinkle, everything, you know.
Same.
It gets so embarrassing because my husband, I don't know, the man just ages well. I don't know what to say, but like we've been like there's a gas station attendant where my husband used to go and get his cigarettes every morning before work, and he stopped being able to go, so I would have to do it. And she was like, "Well, your son usually comes." And I was like, "Look, lady, he's not my son." You know? She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But yeah, you need to be sorry. Not my son. He's just a
Oh,
ton in the water because he's 6'3" and he's a farm boy, you know. He works on the farm all day long, and so he's got this massive like farmer's tan. You take off his shirt and it's like he's two different colors, you know. It's hilarious, but he's a good looking guy, I'm not gonna lie. He's really good looking. But I'm only 5'2". So to see us next to each other is freaking hilarious. But anywho, I don't know how I got off on that tangent. He's just a beautiful, beautiful man.
I don't know how you got there either, but I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. Yeah, Jordan had just turned 27 in June, and then I turned 24 in August. And so he's like always like, "Oh yeah, but I'm just so old, so much older than you. Like you're just so young. You just don't understand." Like, dude, you were born in 1993, and I was born in 1996. It's not that far apart.
Wow. Orla says that she is 5 years older than her husband. You go, girl.
I think that might be 1.5.
Oh, need to put my glasses on. Sorry about that. Still.
This time last year, I was in town and I had a huge blue denim bow in my hair, and someone thought I was male. Oh, darn.
My nickname all throughout high school was Smurfette because I was just this short little blonde. And then when I got to, gosh, what grade was it? Like 9th or 10th grade, they gave me the name Cricket because nobody could ever see me coming in the crowd, but they could always hear me because I was always loud. But yeah.
I didn't have a nickname in high school because I didn't have any friends.
I don't think any of my nicknames are safe for streaming.
Okay, so when I was in the Army, they called me Guffy because my maiden name is Gustafson and nobody could say it, so they called me Guffy.
Wow.
But I guess that's a nickname.
Let Us Watch the Spirits Pass plays Early Panic at the Disco. Oh, Weird was just speaking to Maya. I'm trying to catch up on the comments, but my glasses, I need to find my glasses. That blasted. Oh, they're on my head. Duh.
Okay. Okay. When I worked with kids, they would have birth dates of 2010 or even 2015, and I would feel old. They would also listen to Backstreet Boys and be like, "This ancient music is cool."
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Have y'all watched the where it's like the gadgets of like the 1970s and 80s, and then I'm sure they have it for 90s and 2000s and what have it, but they have like teenagers from nowadays go in there. Oh my gosh, it's freaking hilarious. You try to watch them figure out a rotary phone. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Hilarious. They put the tape, like a cassette tape, up to their ear, and they're like, "I don't get it. I don't get it." Hilarious.
Tell me about it. I had I have a fairly sizable record collection from back in the day, And some of the younger friends, when they came over to the house, were just marveling at them. And I'm just like, no, look, I know hipsters exist. Your generation knows what these are. How are you that far? Like, you're just trying to make me feel old now.
How do you have a big enough CD player to play these things?
Yes.
Crazy.
See, I am like born at a weird section of years where like I'm not technically a millennial, but I'm also too old to be accepted into Gen Z. But even though I'm technically Gen Z, I still know like the most of the millennial humor and even a lot of the Gen X stuff. And like I don't know, it's just like a weird time to be alive is like the mid to late 90s.
I agree.
Weird time to be born.
I agree with the be alive because the 90s.
Be alive. My mom considers herself an 80s, like an 80s person. She was born in 76. Even though most of her teenagers were in the 90s, she's like, I'm an 80s kid. And she only like talks about like 80s this and 80s that.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot of brothers. And so even though I was born in the 70s, like I know all the music from like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. And I do consider myself like an 80s kid because all of my older siblings, they would do their hair and like just everything like the 80s, you know what I mean? And then, I, of course, had like the bird's nest hairdo with like the wings on the side and like total 3 cans of Aquanet or what have it. And, or the ripped jeans, the ripped t-shirts, all that jazz. And I remember like my brothers were so devastated because Kiss was supposed to be breaking up. And like that was their thing, and I remember them listening to like Tie a Yellow Ribbon on the Old Oak Tree. Like I could name all of those songs. I could totally sing along with every song from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. Like I know them all. And then I have siblings. So we were that generation that got kind of like the best of both worlds in music wise. So we heard it all, like every genre of music.
Yes.
So I love the older music. I mean, the music today, I'm not a huge fan of, and I mostly listen to Christian contemporary now. But my husband, almost every night, he's jamming out to like Guns N' Roses and like stuff from when we were teenagers. Spread Eagle,
Right.
Like he just jams it in the front room, and I'm like, honey, please, I just can't handle it anymore. But I have my days where I put some Skid Row on, or put some this on, or put some that on.
I remember seeing Skid Row in concert. They were so good. Like back in the day.
I had such a crush on Sebastian Bach. Oh my god.
Oh, who didn't? Who didn't?
I know, right?
He's like 9'7" and gorgeous.
Okay, but like Sebastian Bach and Gilmore Girls though, like come on guys.
Yeah, like please, honey, what happened? I feel so bad. Like it's so sad.
I love his character in that show though.
Yeah, and I love Gilmore Girls. I watched that with my daughter, and that was like our thing. We loved it.
I just started rewatching it again. So I rewatch it like twice a year. I watched it with my grandma growing up, and then I rewatch it like every 6 months or so. And I just started my like 15th rewatch of it.
I was like so in love with Luke Danes. Oh my gosh! And then I hated the storyline with his daughter. I just totally hated that storyline.
Isn't everybody in love with Luke Danes though?
I know, right?
Eva, did you just bring up the Jets? Like nobody.
Sean, I remember the Jets.
Half the people our age don't even remember the Jets. I mean, for goodness sakes.
I remember the Colt Jam. I remember New Edition. Like,
oh my goodness, New Edition.
Yes, Cool Enough.
Yes. I'm just saying, that's a deep cut.
I pretty much listened to whatever music my parents liked, so that is mostly like 80s music. And then when I got into musical theater, like, how that just takes over your life. So also that.
Oh my gosh, Sylvia. Yes, Eva.
Oh, Sylvia, I
Nobody
wanted.
Can Say Yes. The what was it? The Snapshot? Yeah, the Snapshot. That was one of her songs.
I wanted Sylvia's hair so
I
bad.
know, right? You should go to my Instagram because it's a picture of me from last year, and my hair is like down to my booty, and like I cut it back in January up to my shoulders, and now it's like halfway down my back again. So, but yeah, I wanted her hair so bad. Right on.
Yeah, musical theater songs are super catchy. Is that all your hair?
Yes.
I'm jealous because my hair is short.
My hair is super thick and long, so it's usually up in a bun on my head.
Although my last haircut, like, was last November, and since then my hair's grown about 6 to 7 inches, so it grows decently fast, I guess.
My husband just realized the other night that Eddie Money was dead, and he was like, "When did he die?" I'm like, "Where have you been?" I loved Eddie Money growing up. He was like one of my mom's favorites, and that and Bruce Springsteen was like her jam. And then she started listening to my brother had turned her on to like Candlebox and Matchbox 20 and some of the other ones, and like, oh my gosh, every time I hear, like, my daughter learned how to drive to Eddie Money's what is it, like, Bring Me Some Water, I think is the name of it, or Give Me Some Water. Like, that was her jam. So
I would have been kicked out of my sister's house if I didn't like Eddie Money.
I know, right? Love me some Eddie Money.
Okay, I kind of feel like I can kind of relate to, like, oh my God, that makes me feel old, because we're at the point now where like early 2000s is vintage,
Yep.
and I'm like, why is that considered vintage now? That makes me feel hella old because that was like my childhood.
Just wait till you see the songs that you listened in high school on the classic playlists. Like, we're
Oh,
going back
man.
for the old time hits, and I'm just like, oh.
Oh my gosh. I remember Amy Grant, the Baby Baby song. Didn't she end up marrying like Vince Gill from
I think so.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, now I just thought of Kenny Rogers, like The Gambler. Did you know that was the first song that I had ever heard that had my name in it? Was the Coward of the County, and I was like, "What are they doing to that poor girl?" Is Becky crying? Like, why is she crying? And I got older and realized what the song was about, and I was like, "Shame on them!" And why is my name in there?
Okay, in response to this, I have not seen Legally Blonde, but if it is on YouTube, I will definitely watch it because I don't have the means to watch most of the musicals nowadays because I live literally across the country from Broadway, and that would be very illogical for me to be able to go and see them. And most of them unfortunately don't have pro shots. Otherwise, I would buy all the pro shots.
I'm just hoping that after the success, I know it's Hamilton, so it's going to be put in a category all its own, but I want more like that kind of a musical movie where they just do a really good filming of the cast.
Yeah, that's a pro shot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, pro shots are very, very expensive to produce, and you have to pay for it all up front out of the budget for the show. And unless you know 100% that it's going to be really successful, most people aren't willing to take the financial risk.
That's what Kickstarter's for, honey.
Yeah, but luckily for Hamilton, they knew it was going to be a big success, and I'm pretty sure that Disney got in there early, like, hey, we know you're wanting to do this pro shot. We will, buy the rights for Disney Plus. Like, just make it. So, like, they were fortunate in that too. And unless it's like a really famous show, they don't generally do pro shots.
I'm just saying, I would pay so much for Harvey Firestein's version of Hairspray. Like, you have no idea.
I wanted to answer a comment here because Eva threw out, or I think it was Eva. Let me go back. Oh, I hate when this thing jumps.
I know.
I think that maybe then it's someone else, but they said whenever Black Hole Sun was, dude, that come out in 1994. That was the year I graduated. Loved that song. And then someone else had mentioned, I think it was CB, about NKOTB, like New Kids on the Block. Oh my gosh, like that takes me back. I was like 12, maybe 11, and obsessed with New Edition and New Kids on the Block.
I remember sitting on a friend of mine's bed looking at, I think it was a Tiger Beat with all the pictures of New Kids on the Block on it. And like nobody thought it was weird that I was all excited about it too, except for my mother.
Like, please don't go. What's hilarious is I started out into that teen stuff, but then my older sister and I had to share a room because my mom had downsized her house to a trailer. And so my sister, she was all into like total hair metal, like big time. And so I kind of went, I had like maybe one summer of like the teeny bopper stuff, you know, like NKOTB and New Edition and all that. And then immediately the next year I come back to school and I had like, you know, the huge puffy hair and the bright red lips and the big old earrings and the ripped shirts and all that stuff because my sister had influenced me so bad because she literally had ripped off the posters, you know, from the walls that were my kind of music and put up all of hers, you know. So
see, I couldn't have escaped hair metal if I wanted to because my best friend in school, her sister was the girl that Kix's song "Don't Close Your Eyes" was written about.
Dude,
like,
I have a connection like that. My ex-husband's sister. Do you remember the song by Steelheart called "Never Let You Go"?
Yes.
Okay, that song was written about my ex-husband's sister, and at the time when that song was written, she was only I want to say like 16, but she was one of those girls that, you know, went on the road with the guys, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I look back now and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, these guys were grown men. And she was 16, you know, like that's wrong, like in so many levels. But
okay. Oh, sorry. Continue. Sorry.
oh no, that's okay.
One of my closest friends right now was the former lead guitarist for Crocus.
Oh my gosh. Wait, with the K or C? Oh no, I'm thinking of Corn. Never mind.
Okay, we need to take a minute to appreciate the fact that Wicked is going to be an actual motion picture.
Mm-hmm.
And also Dear Evan Hansen is going to be an actual motion picture.
I don't know what that was.
I have oddly, I have much more nerves over Dear Evan Hansen than I do about Wicked.
I will say though, because I just looked up the cast for Evan Hansen, and it's going to have Chris Pratt as Evan Hansen, and he's the original Evan Hansen. So like,
okay, that makes me.
I
feel
have
better.
high hopes. I have high hopes.
That makes me feel a lot better.
Hey Meadow, should we sprint?
You know what? We probably should, but like,
Wait, what is that a thing?
I feel like I'm on one of like RP's sprint things because I was on one the other day with him and I think it might have been Jordan or it may have been Sarah. I don't know. Anyway, they were like 80 minutes into their stream before we hit the first sprint. It was freaking hilarious.
Hey, well, we did at least 2 so far. So here, we'll do the third one real quick. Why not?
Why not?
Nope.
All the words.
Okay.
All the words.
Okay, everybody was okay with the music last time, correct?
Yes.
I was.
Okay, good. It was peaceful. All right. 3, 2, 1. Go. Yay! We did it.
I'm so proud of us.
Noelle, can you stop? That's too noisy.
I want a pan and a spoon.
Yeah, she's got a plastic spoon and a plastic cup, and she's swirling the spoon around in the cup. Okay, I got through another couple pages of this. Noelle, what are you doing?
Today's a recording day for me, so I got more audio recorded.
Nice.
I talked to my husband during this event. He's doing good on the tracker. Said that he's got 2 more loads of chemical to put out, and just wondered what I was making for dinner. So I was like, yeah, I'm making something, but I didn't calculate everything out, so I'll be scrambling. But it's okay.
I think after we wrap up here, I'm gonna try to take a nap, so I can ignore the pain in my ear.
I envy people who can nap.
I know, I can only do it if Noelle takes a nap with me, so we'll see how that goes. Because if I nap and she doesn't, then I'm gonna wake up and the whole house will just be a disaster. So.
Right. Yeah, I don't have my grandbabies for the next couple of days, so my house is probably going to stay clean. Like, it's unnerving. It's a little unnerving because, like, I don't have anything to clean. What am I supposed to do?
I had a friend from the army who invited me to her wedding, and I was like really disappointed because like it's like about $1,000 for me to get the plane tickets and have the lodging and all that kind of stuff to go because it's in Pennsylvania and I'm in Oregon. And so I was like, I was telling her today, like, I don't know if I can come because it's just it's expensive. And she's like, well, hold on, let me do the math real quick. I've got a little bit of money left over for my wedding budget. I'm gonna see if I can pay for you to come. And I'm just like, you must have a big budget then if you can just drop a grand on your friend to come to your wedding.
We don't know anything about that.
I don't think we had a budget for any of my weddings.
Any of your weddings? Multiple?
Well, yeah. Okay, so when the hubby and I first got together, like there was no like legal anything, so we just had some friends, priestess in a national park, like a bunch of friends. But that was kind of, we just decided to do it. And the second one was before Notary Public when we got domestically partnered. Hate that phrase. And then the third one we just had at the restaurant that we own. And the preacher was so excited to do it, I don't think he even charged us for it.
Wow. Well, my first wedding, I got knocked up. Okay. So my father lived in another state and I had left home. And I think I left home when I was like 17 or 18. And anyway, I ended up in Florida and met my first husband. And we moved to Nebraska. And when we got to Nebraska, I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, my father will kill me. You know, I'm pregnant. My father is going to kill me. So anyway, long story short, we ended up, like, we were very poor. We were living in a, what's that called? You know, when they orange tag a building, like nobody's supposed to live there, the orange tags, condemned.
Eviction?
Condemned.
Oh, condemned.
We were living secretly in a condemned building. And anyway, so, and it was above
excitement.
Right. And before that, we were completely homeless downtown on the streets of Florida. So it was like a rough ride, right? So we get to this condemned building and we were like, I told him, I was like, I'm pregnant and my father's going to kill me, you know. And he's like, well, I'll marry you. And I was like, I don't really want to marry you. And he's like, well, you know, for your dad's sake, I don't want to die. So, you know, I'll marry you. So the next day, like we had no friends there, nothing. And so we literally went to this pawn shop guy because you have to have a witness back back then we had that blood test and all this other stuff. But anyway, we got our blood test done, and then we needed a witness. And since neither of us knew anybody, we had went to the pawn shop guy that lived not too far away. But we walked over there, and since we had pawned so much stuff, he was like, "Okay, sure, I'll be your witness." He was our witness, and I got married. This girl that lived downstairs, she was like an exotic dancer, and we lived above a boot bar. And so I borrowed one of her dresses, which was not appropriate at all, but I wore like a long brown gown with like black lace cut out like from the neck to the belly button. It was wild. But anyway, we got married at the courthouse. And then afterwards, we just took a bus back to our little condemned building. That was the first wedding. And then my second wedding, which is the one I've been in now. Gosh, me and my husband have been together for 18 years now. But anyway, this one, we literally, my husband's a farmer. He works, on the farm. So he didn't even get the day off. Like at lunchtime, he, came. We hurried and got to the church. We got married, and then he had to go back and get on the tractor. And like we didn't have, wedding photographer or anything like that. It was a mess. The whole wedding was a mess. I had one of my bridesmaids almost caught her hair on fire by one of the candles, and then another bridesmaid had completely dropped out. And so this random girl decided, she would be my bridesmaid, which I wasn't going to complain because we needed somebody for the dress. And she was deaf, and she could not hear the music when she was supposed to start walking. And so my niece, she went at the wrong time. The deaf girl did. She went at the wrong time, and she was fixing to like link arms with my brother to walk down the aisle, which was supposed to be with my niece. My brother and my niece were supposed to walk down together. And so my niece totally stomped on her dress, and the poor girl didn't know what was going on. Like,
Oh, goodness.
and it was, then to top it all off, the worst thing, I had been watching my nieces and nephews that had caught headlights at school the week before. So I had headlights on my wedding day. It was so funny. Oh my God. Everything you can think of that could go wrong did go wrong. And then
That sounds like an adventure.
yes, and then we ended up taking like photos on a disposable camera. And there was nowhere to take the photos. Like there just wasn't time. So literally I went out to where my husband works on the farm, and we just stood in front of his tractor with bicycle.
Oh, that's great.
Us in front of his bicycle. It's like it's something else. We had so much fun though, but yeah, weddings are hard.
My wedding was primarily planned by my mother because I was in the Army at the time. Because we were going to just elope, and my mom's like, no, I'll plan your whole wedding if you don't elope. And I was like, okay, sure.
I'm pretty sure my entire family thinks that's like that I had a wedding like yours, Bex, because we like third wedding, like to the same person. We were just kind of like, we're happy we get to sign a legal document. And it was the only one that we'd ever invited family to. So it was like loosely a themed wedding because we decided to get a garnet cake topper because like we were watching Steven Universe and kind of he's Ruby and I'm Sapphire and together they make garnet. So instead of having two people, we just had this purple chick on top of our cake, which confused everyone. And I showed up to the wedding in blue and he showed up to the wedding in red, and my bridesmaid showed up in a leather jacket and cut jeans because she was feeling herself that day.
Right on.
Like the family did not know what was going on. And like
I had a bride and groom doll wedding topper for my cake.
Because the preacher was a fan of the show too, and when he saw the wedding cake, he was like, "Oh, do you mind if I actually quote from the show in the service?" And I was like, "Go for it. Just have fun with it."
I know at our wedding, the preacher mispronounced our name like 3 times. To stop in the ceremony, and he was like asking our names and like how to pronounce it. And anyway, when he was like, I now pronounce you. And he would tap my husband on the shoulder. He's like, what's your last name again? Like, it was so fun. And we were not allowed to have like, the whole bouquet throwing or the garter thing or anything like that, because we got married in my stepmother's church, who's Apostolic Pentecost. And so none of that was side of the church building. And then we got asked to stay and clean the church. Like, we're just left, and me and my husband got stuck cleaning everything up. It was like so funny.
The only thing that was even kind of cliche at our wedding, we didn't even get that right, because my bridesmaid decided to dress like Joan Jett but with blonde hair and recited "On Love" by Khalil Gibran. And there's nothing better than a rocker chick reciting like really beautiful Lebanese poetry to confuse all of your very conservative family.
I so wish that sounds so amazing.
The biggest annoyance for me when it came to my wedding stuff is that since my mom was planning the whole thing, we kind of gave her the freedom we just basically told her what we generally wanted. We got married on the 4th of July. Me and Jordan both wanted to get married outside. So we said, like, we want to get married outside anywhere that you find that you think is really pretty. We're fine with it. Just anywhere, as long as it's outside. So she found this really pretty place right down by the river at this tribal-owned campground near the house where I lived growing up and everything. And like sent us pictures and everything. It was like yeah, that's the place. Like, let's do it. And we're playing the whole thing. And then my grandma, or my mom's mother-in-law, was calling me daily, like, are you sure you want to get married down there? Like, your mom's doing this whole thing. Like, oh, your mom's doing, like, why can't you get married at this church here or this church here? And I finally had to, like, yell at my grandma, like, excuse me, but me and Jordan both want to get married outside, and we told my mom that, and that is why she picked a place outside. So please stop calling me.
Right? That's funny. I know that at our wedding, like everything, like I said, everything that could go wrong could go wrong. It was just one of those things. And, I look back now and it's so funny. Like, I know that weddings are like stressful and stuff, but I can't think of anything. I mean, I'm glad it went the way it did because I have so much to laugh about. And, the only sad thing I can say about that day really was like, how like there's a verse that they always read, at least Pentecostals do, when they're marrying people, is the fact that they say, be fruitful and multiply. Well, I had hysterectomy when I was only 22 years old. And so it's like the preacher said that to my husband and to us, or to me and him, while we were holding hands. He's like, and may the Lord bless you and may you be fruitful and multiply. Dude, I dropped my bouquet and was like, what? Like, I can't have kids, dude. Like, I had my 2 and that was it. So like that was just but it was a good day, it was what it was. How they have the unity candles and stuff, and then like the parents are supposed to light a candle and you take those and make the unity candle. Well, my father-in-law, he lit the actual unity candle, and so my brother went over there and snuffed it out. Like, it's like, this is not going well. He snuffed it out because he lit the wrong candle, and it was like, you're only supposed to light the unity candle once. It's like but it's okay because me and my husband are still together, so it's all good.
The preacher, when he pronounced us legally married, actually took the words to the song "Stronger Than You," which is from the TV show, but said them in first and second person to us. Like, I can see that your relationship is stable, like it's how it started, and like just recited the lyrics, and we were like both like almost on tears from it. And I just looked out at my conservative aunt in the crowd, and she was just like, I have no idea what's going on. Everything's wrong with this. Like,
that is hilarious.
So we lost the bride one in one of the times that we moved, but here's the little groom that was on our top of our wedding cake.
He was a dog.
He's got a little bow tie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kat Leo says that her friend that she couldn't find the rings. Oh my goodness. The rings. I
That's
love
terrible.
rings. Yeah.
Unfortunately for our wedding, even though we wanted to get married outside, the 2 days before the wedding, since it was tribal owned land, they called and said because of fire risk, we weren't allowed to use the site anymore. So we had to get married in a church instead of outside like we wanted. But my grandfather is a pastor, and would you stop crying? There's nothing wrong. She wants to climb on a chair that has things sitting in it that she can't sit on the chair. So she's upset. But my grandpa is a pastor, so he married us, and then my dad is a chef, so he catered. My mom planned everything. My mother-in-law did all the flower arrangements. We just did fake flowers because who can be bothered with real flowers? And then my father-in-law paid for the wedding cake. And then I paid for my dress and the bridesmaids' dresses, and Jordan paid for his clothes. And our whole wedding was like $2,000.
Wow.
Because we got the venue for free and most of the stuff for free because of family. So
yeah, ours literally cost nothing. So whatever. I wasn't really screwed up about the actual wedding. I just wanted the marriage. I was like,
right.
Whatever. You know,
because
I just want the marriage.
Yeah, for us it was just we can finally have the piece of paper. That was to us the most important part was what happened before the ceremony, where we went back with the witnesses and signed everything, because two times before we had done this. But,
right. That's really exciting though, to finally be able to be married.
Oh, the most exciting part, we were so nervous about going, because we live out in the Rusty Buckle of the Bible Belt. We were so nervous about going to get the marriage certificate, and we walked in and we were like, we want to get this, and we put our IDs down, and the lady looked up at us and she was like, is this for one of them new gay marriages? And I was like, we were like, yeah. And she was like, hey, we got one. We've got one. Everybody come over here. And they all gathered together so that they could all take part in handing us the license, because they were so excited to be able to hand out the first marriage certificate for, license for a queer couple in the county. But we were so scared at first because she just looked up and is this for one of them new gay marriages? Yeah. But it was so sweet. They all gathered around. They were like, this is so awesome. We're so happy we could be a part of this.
Sorry, the handyman just came to my door. I wasn't expecting him till tomorrow, and I'm not wearing any pants, so I'm rushing to get pants on.
I guess we're into this stream.
Well, this just turned into a different kind of a movie.
I know, right?
Oh, the handyman is here. Oh, sorry, Mr. Handyman. I forgot to put on pants.
Right. Enter the porn music.
Boom, chicka, wow, wow. Oh my goodness. That.
And she's struggling. So.
No, I found these in the shop, and I was like,
Oh man, I was like, ooh, this just became a reality.
I know.
Well, if it gets
we get all the spoilers.
I know, right? I just want to say that I'm so happy that I'm co-hosting with
It looks like it. It looks like the same
shape and everything.
I wonder if she knows she unmuted.
I do know that. Thank you.
Okay.
She does know that, Charlie.
I just wanted to make sure, because I know I've double tapped to mute a couple times.
Everybody say hello to the handyman.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay. Yeah. All of the people I'm talking to are like, "Oh my gosh, this is like reality TV. We get to listen to the handyman talking."
Right? Great. Love it.
I heard the doorbell, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" And I ran to the door. Oh crap! I'm not wearing any pants.
Your face, Meadow. It's bright green.
I like hid behind the door, pulled it open, and said, "Hey, you can come in, but I'm not wearing any pants right now, so just give me 1 minute."
Come on in, handyman.
Luckily, he's so nice, and he's just like, "Okay, I'll give you a minute."
I bet he thinks you're nice too, Meadow.
And he's really nice to Noelle too. She keeps like hiding under blankets or behind her stuffed animals and stuff, and he's like playing with her, and it's really cute.
Aww.
Like he walked in because he rang the doorbell and she like was looking out the window at him. And then when he did come in, he's like, "I swear I thought you had a daughter in here somewhere, but I just can't find her," even though she was like right there hiding under her blanket.
What a good handyman. I need a handyman like that. That's sweet.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him until tomorrow, so I didn't clean up the mess that Noelle made. So there's like toys everywhere.
Welcome
Oh God, my life is chaos.
I didn't think it was
Yeah,
possible to have a clean floor and children.
Yeah, so my landlord texted me this morning, saying like the part got delayed until tomorrow, and so the handyman would come tomorrow to fix it. So I was expecting him tomorrow. Oh boy. All right. Well, at least my oven's getting fixed, so
Right?
there's that. But the bottom element in my oven decided to like break in half on Saturday,
Oh no.
so it doesn't work right now. Noelle, what are you doing? Don't be eating crayons. Thank you. But yeah, I'm wearing pants now. I guess I can check that off the to-do list finally.
I see Charlie, but I didn't.
Here's a page. Are you gonna color?
No.
Here. Goodness, child.
Is my mic not working again?
I can
I
hear
can
it
hear
now.
you.
Okay.
I
just
couldn't
saw
hear
on
you a second ago.
Charlie, no, hear you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no. That's all I needed. The microphone stopped working again.
All right. Well, I've had an eventful end of my stream, I guess. It's an eventful second half.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull
Like
moment.
he had started walking away because I took too long to get to the door, and so I peeked out. I'm like, "You can come in. I just need to put pants on." He just was like, "Oh, okay. I'll give you a minute." Oh goodness. Luckily, I had a pair of pants in my basket of laundry that's sitting over here.
That's all helpful.
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna end this thing because I
Okay.
usually only go for 2 hours and it's been 2.5. So.
Yeah, we're chatty, so it happens.
Oh, you missed the arrival of the handyman and me having to answer the door with no pants on.
That's
So.
what the hilarious, Heather. Go back and watch it.
It was epic. It
Meadow?
made my day.
Thank you, Charlie, for having me on today. I appreciate
You're
y'all.
welcome. Do we want to do some outros for the guests?
If you
No,
want.
Charlie.
All right, Bex, let's start with you.
Y'all always do this. Okay. I'm Bex. You guys probably know me as the Novel Nana, my YouTube channel. I am a suspense thriller, like psychological type thriller genre writer, mostly. I'm unpublished at the moment. You guys can find me on Twitter and Facebook and all that jazz. Instagram. I'm not great with technology, but I'm learning. Thanks so much again for having me. And I'm an INFJ on the MBTI, and I am a Nana who loves all things creative. And I will see you guys around in the writing community.
Hello, my name is Charlie. I write under the name C.E. Dorset. I have 9 books out, I think, at last count, but please don't buy them. Most of them are from the before time, before I knew who I was, and they have things in them that other people enjoy, and I don't anymore. I'm actually rewriting some of them right now. They will be back out again shortly. I've been a podcaster for a long time. Check out my podcast, projectshadow.com, and I do live streams every Wednesday and Thursday on my channel. So if you're into weirdness, because it's never normal,
What time do you do that, Charlie?
I do them at 5 p.m. Eastern on both days. The Wednesday is for writing and world building, though you can work on whatever you're doing. But since I am kind of specialized in world building, I take a lot of questions about that for during the breaks. And we do Fan Fiction Friday starting at 5. And I really need to get Princess Luke completely written. Like, I need to finish the story. So
it's not Wednesday and Thursday. It's Wednesday and Friday.
Wednesday and Friday.
Wednesday and Friday. Okay.
Awesome. All right, I
And
guess
thank
it's
you
my
so much for having me on, because I love watching these streams and I finally got to be a part of one. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome every week if you want to. All right. Hello, I'm Meadow Lamro. I stream same time I started today at 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. Coming up, me and Kat and Jace are doing a collaboration where we will be playing The Sims 4. We are calling it Sims 4 3 Play. That starts tomorrow on Kat's Twitch. Then it goes to Jace's channel, and then it goes to mine. That starts at noon Eastern until 6 Eastern.
I have no idea what it is.
It's 2 hours for each of us. And then the next session of AuthorTube karaoke for me and Jace will be on Jace's channel at 3 p.m. Eastern on Halloween. We're hoping to do a spooky themed for most of the songs, because it will be on Halloween Day. So if you like to sing, then please come join that. If you just want to watch, then you can also just come join that. Other than that, I don't have anything else coming up. Oh, Rosie editing. If you need editing, let me know. And
do classic costumes count as spooky?
Yeah, for sure.
I'll bear that in mind.
All right, so
all on you.
That is that, and everybody can go to Heather's to do more work over there. Okay, goodbye, everybody.